Thank time. Let me thank you all for being here today, and welcome to the New World Order, or at least how we do business here in the House of Representatives. This is the first hearing on this bill that I recollect we've ever had, except it happened after the bill became law. Understand that. We didn't have a single hearing on this legislation before it was passed here in the committee or on the House floor. Not a single one. And we're now having a hearing here today to extol its virtues. It's interesting to note that less than 40% of Americans support this law as is. At best, it's a stagnant appreciation of this legislation. But I think it's telling about where the American public is at this. This scam that was passed and the way in which it was done, nobody cares about how sausage gets made unless the sausage tastes bad. And then they want to know how it got made. And I think the more the American people understand the process of lack of hearings, of fully understanding what was in this bill when it was passed, is going to be telling in the years to come. What's particularly shameful is what my Republican colleagues did to the American people's access to health care just to get this scam bill passed. Thanks to this bill, we've already seen premium rates increase in the individual market. In Maryland, insurers are planning to increase rates by 30%. All told, with executive actions from the Trump administration, the GOP plan will lead to a double-digit rate increase across the nation. Can you believe it? Not only did Republicans give trillions in tax cuts to corporations, but they also made health care practically a luxury item for many working Americans today. These are simply the facts. Even Republicans are acknowledging the devastating impact of this tax scam on the affordable health care of Americans. Just 2 weeks ago, former HHS Secretary and House Budget Chairman Tom Price admitted that the GOP bill is responsible for higher premiums. In his own words, repealing the individual mandate, and I quote, will actually harm the pool in the exchange market because you'll likely have individuals who are younger and healthier not participating in that market. And consequently, that drives up the cost for other folks within the market. Sounds like what we Democrats have been saying for a long time. So again, I say their actions are shameful. What's more, the GOP bill, a law, to bring a $15.4 billion, or the bill to bring a $15.4 billion rescissions package up for a vote next week. This package strips funding from the Child Health Insurance Program, the CHIP program, and the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Innovation, all to pay for this tax bill. The evidence is clear. The tax scam that was passed is putting health care out of reach for millions of Americans, and that in its effect is shameful. Mr. Ratner, thank you for being here today for testimony. You and I stand wholeheartedly together on this issue of this bill. Last fall, a tax reform markup was a missed opportunity for bipartisanship, much needed to reform our nation's tax code. It's disheartening and frustrating to hear the figures that you presented. Thanks to this scam that was passed, the deficit will grow up to $2.7 trillion. Hourly earnings are stagnant and real wages are declining, and the pace of hiring is slowing down. Mr. Ratner, what specific provisions in the Republican bill do you think will lead to the surges in premiums that we're expecting this year?
You're speaking of health insurance?
Yeah, health insurance.
Well, I think as you said, and obviously it's not the, well, it was in the tax bill, you're right. Obviously, as Secretary Price acknowledged, repealing the individual mandate simply weakens the exchanges, puts only the less healthy people into the exchanges. The more healthy people stay out of the exchanges because they're no longer required to. And so for the people who do have to buy insurance, premiums go up. I think this has been well documented. I think there's no confusion or disagreement about it, although the chairman may put something in the record to contradict me. That's, I think, well established.
I appreciate, Mr. Chairman. I would just say that I appreciate Mr. Ratner's response and is indicative as to why premiums will go up because of the result of this bill becoming law.
Thank you, Mr. Crowley.